The topic is expansion. Now, what do I mean by expansion? You have a situation where you are licensed in, say, let's say New York, or licensed in California, but you have a destination place that you always vacation in, or perhaps there are clients of yours that have domiciles in both. Why not take advantage of this? There are pros, there are cons. We're going to discuss that now, but first, I'm going to allow the mob in here. Okay, we got a bunch of people that are actually coming in now. This is great stuff. Let's just see who we got. Okay. The mob is entering, guys. Don't be scared. Don't try and adjust your television set. This is just Ed fucking around. Here we go. And I promise it gets better and better from here. Eitan, good morning. Jorge, good morning. Dirk in Denver, hello. We got Arena joining us now. Let me just see if we have. It always takes a minute or so to get this thing started. Not the least of which make sure the video is going to be gotten together here. Tiffany Goad is joining us now. And we got so guys, just to be aware of the chat today. I think a lot of people want to throw out chats. Please feel free to do that. A couple of you are new here, so you need to know we are very chatty and very chat centric. Another thing I want you to keep in mind, this is a very interactive meeting. If I'm the only talking head, it kind of sucks. Please don't make me suck. I need you to make me unsuck. Something like that. In any case, I'd love for you guys to be able to participate. We're talking today about expansion. And what I mean by expansion, being able to go from, let's say, one area to another. If you're selling real estate and you are in a place like New York City, and you've got a load of clients moving to Denver, what I would do is I'd call Dirk. He's right there. He's drinking coffee now. Good guy. On the other hand, perhaps if there's a lot of the business that's going on there, you may want to expand to that area, dare I say. So that's what we're really talking about. We certainly see a lot of that here in Florida. We see a ton of people that are, let's say, New York licensed, and then they want to move to Florida to be able to do their work and to be able to take advantage of the people that they know that they're selling. And many people have done this successfully. What I want to do is chat with all of you about, sorry, we're just getting all these note takers coming in. What I want to do is talk to all of you about what you think about this. Have you considered expanding to another region? What does it actually mean from your standpoint? Are you able to actually generate business? Is that the right idea? That's what we're chatting about here. Eddie Glantz, Eddie, are you here? Actually, I know you're here, but I also see you're muted and
I am
hiding.
here.
Say that again.
I am here.
You are here. Okay, Mazel Tov. I love this. So here, I spoke with Eddie. And Eddie, first, let's get this started. You want to introduce yourself to everyone, tell everyone who you are and where you are.
Sure. Eddie Glantz. I am in the Hendersonville, Asheville area in the Western North Carolina mountains. It's where I am now. And you
Hmm.
and I had a conversation about me expanding markets. I got my license in South Carolina a month or so ago, based on a friend of mine a client of mine who's referred me plenty of business. Um, Said, "Look, I want to buy a house in at the coast of South Carolina. Can you help me?" And I said, "No, I'm not licensed down there." And I said, "But I can find you somebody." But he was hemming and hawing. He didn't want to go that route. He said, "Just go get your license." He's got his insurance license, and it's very easy to get a reciprocal license in the insurance business. Not as easy in the real estate business, but I went through, jumped through the hoops, got it done. And long story short, he ended up not buying a house on the South Carolina coast. Ended up buying one in North Carolina where I already am. But I told him, I said, "Look, this has been an opportunity for me that I've needed to take care of for a while." I said, "You just push me to get it done." And so my conversation with Edmund was about, okay, now how do I utilize this? Because I don't want to do up and down the street everyday business in South Carolina. It's too far away, and um, it's not where I live and where I work. But having a kind of a mountains to the coast business where I'm down there marketing to folks that are wanting an investment property at the beach. They're wanting to retire at the beach, and getting to learn that marketing, getting to know that market as well as I do this one in the mountains, so that I can properly serve them down there. So I guess my question was, and to him, to you, Edmund, and to the group was, how do I go about getting plugged into that market down there?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
This is something you just summarized it perfectly well. There are so many people that are, and here I'm in Florida. That's no surprise. Most of you know that. But we have so many people that are licensed in New York that say, wait a minute, I just sold a $10 million apartment. The guy's moving to Florida. Why would I just refer it to Ed? Which makes me a little sad, but I've got over it. Why don't I just get my license and sell it? By the way, guys, there is no right or wrong answer here. There's no guilt or innocence here. If you feel as though this is something that you'd like to try, we are about to build the plan to help you make that. On the flip side, I'll give you Eddie. I'll just keep yourself unmuted for a second. I was licensed in New York, and I made the determination that keeping my license there was a liability. You want to know why? Anyone want to have a
you
guess?
didn't know the market.
Yes, I became much more of an expert on residential real estate in Florida. That's true. But from a very selfish standpoint, in real estate, we give ourselves if I have a lead for you and for Dirk in Denver, and if I give him a lead, Dirk, it's fairly standard for us here in Florida to give a lead at a 25% single side referral fee. Is that the case for you, or is that too high, too low? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's negotiable, but anywhere between 20 and 30%.
Okay, so I'm in the zone,
Hmm.
sort of, kind of, sort of.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the first thought that came up. So you're going to ask yourself, why am I having this topic if I felt differently for myself? This is exactly why. I want you to think this through. I give a referral to New York. I get a 25% referral fee. Dirk just said 25 to 20 to 30%. Fine. I've got a super duper client. I'm going to feed leads to you all the time. I want 30 cents on the dollar. I could probably get it. Fair to say? Maybe. If I want to go that route, great. So instead of actually working it, I've actually made a referral. I'm getting 30 cents on the dollar for the referral. But there's more to it than that. By being licensed in New York, it would go through my broker in New York. Isn't that the case? Also, going through the broker in New York, we'd get paid based on New York State and city income taxes, which I don't have here in Florida. So aside from the 30 cents on the dollar that I would have gotten, we also have the the greater removal of income because of taxation in New York. When it gets referred to Florida, we don't have taxes, and it's between corporations. So there was a savings there. Another thing, Douglas Elliman, the company that I'm with, the commission that I would pay or the commission that I would make in a place like New York City is significantly less than the commission that I make here in Florida. Why? It's traditionally been that way. New York City, they take 50 cents on the dollar from most brokers. So let me just go. I want you guys to make a choice that's right for you. I'm telling you why it didn't work for me keeping licensed in New York because I had three things going for me. One, taxes. Two, my proximity to the place. I wouldn't be able to service the client, and we have to talk about that here. And three, the fact that the company took more of a bite out of me in a place like New York than they would in the state of Florida. I made, I believe, the wise decision for whatever maybe I would have made a 10% difference or something. It wasn't worth it to me to go and do it. That's not the case for a lot of people that are moving down to Florida and they're doing this. But I just want, I want you guys to do whatever the hell you want to do. I just want you to know what you're doing. So Eddie, does that resonate at all with you? What's the taxation in
Yeah.
South Carolina?
Under those circumstances, I'd have done the exact same thing as you. It's just too many risks versus a reward when you can do
Exactly.
it the easy way and do a referral. Um, Me, there's none of that because I'm in South Carolina anyway. I mean, I literally live 20 miles from the line. There's no North Carolina has an income tax instead of South Carolina, but they're very low and they're very similar in the rate, so that's not a big factor. But for me, I did not want to be, and I think a lot of folks that are dual licensed. So sometimes I think it's ego in our business. I know it's just a shocker that sometimes there's ego driven. Ego drives our business.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to get into that second market or third market, whatever it is, and really learn it and work it and be able to, like you said, serve the client, to me, it's pointless to have it
Sure.
because I went down ahead of my guy going down. I went down to at least familiarize myself with the houses they were looking at. I joined that MLS down there, um, so that I have all the forms. There's nothing I can't do for him that any other agent can do, albeit, and he knew it. I'm still learning the market, but to me, that's the difference. You got to be willing to jump into it, um, and really learn it as well as your primary.
Okay. And that's so here's the thing, Eddie. Again, and Eddie, by the way, I'm not picking on you here, but this was your topic. Guys, make note of this. Eddie called me and we or I called Eddie, we were talking, and he had this topic idea. And I thought I loved it and I jumped on it and I started schooling myself in the different aspects of it. So this is really your mastermind. If you want a particular topic addressed, I'd love to. I don't guarantee we'll do it, but most of the time we do. If you feel a certain way, other people feel that too. And I want to be able to bring that knowledge to everyone here. But Eddie, getting back to you for a second. You're licensed now in North and South Carolina. Give yourself a plug here. You're in Asheville, right?
Right, right.
Okay.
Asheville and Hendersonville area. Yep.
Okay, which has become hot now.
Right,
I never even heard about it before I met you.
right.
Uh, I met Eddie, listened to me on a podcast one time, and he subscribed to my mastermind first thing, and he's been a friend ever since. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And so if you got
Well, I
anything going on,
challenge you where you are. If you go to any group, go to the grocery store and
hmm,
talk to somebody and ask them about the mountains of Western North Carolina, and in one day you'll find multiple people that either know where it is, they're familiar with it, or they have a place there. It's
hmm.
um, very well known down there. The connection's been, since the 30s, there's been a strong connection between South Florida and Western North Carolina.
Okay. And the property value, like South Florida, has gone skyrocketing.
Right, right.
So, don't forget, guys, I want you to be rich. I want you to make a lot of money. I really do. If that's what your goal is. If you want to live modestly, I want that. I want whatever you want for yourself. Somebody's going to get the business. God damn it. It might as well be you. I really feel that way. And I put
Right.
a lot of love behind that statement. Okay. So, Eddie, how are you going to service the clients in South Carolina? Let's talk about that.
Well, as a listing here in North Carolina, I primarily do listings. Nearly every one of my buyers is either a previous client
Okay.
or an agent to agent referral. Because I just don't market to buyers. I love buyers, I need buyers for my listings, but that's not where I market. And as a primary listing agent in South Carolina, I'm going to do it the same way. I'll know the market. I will go above and beyond as far as marketing and exposure and just doing the things that most agents, at least in my market, don't do. A lot of us up here are fat and lazy. It's a secondary market. I mean, a lot of second homes, a lot of retirement to here destination market, very little move up market. Um, and so a lot of agents just kind of just get what comes to them, and I'm not willing to do that. I'm going to go out and get the business, and that's how I'll serve people here, and that's how I'll serve people down there.
Okay, but so when you say down there, you're in North Carolina. How far a drive is it between Territory A and Territory B?
4 hours.
4 hours. It's a long
Yeah,
drive.
it is.
So who's showing the property? You get the
That's a
listing.
good.
Are
That's an
these
excellent
homes on
question.
lockboxes
Yeah,
or hmm?
they're all on lock boxes.
Okay.
And the nicer in my listings, generally I do an age, and then that's another weird thing for Western North Carolina. Very few agent and company listings, but any of mine of a certain price point, I do agent and company because I'm like, who else is going to sell this house any better than me? I know it better, and can answer the questions. So the plan is to just be strategic and scheduling showings because again, on the coast of South Carolina, it's the same thing. The guys that are buying beachfront, lakefront, golf course properties aren't moving up from another neighborhood. They're moving into, or they're buying a second or third home in that area. They've got to travel in. I've got to travel in. We coordinate it, and I can be down there for a week and set up a week's worth of showings and knock it out. That's in my head. If it doesn't work out there that way in practicality, I may have to figure out something else to do.
Okay. Just now, all joking aside, and I know I'm a fairly funny guy, and most of you laugh at it, and it's going to come out as kind of funny. I'm winding this up here, but it is a true story. Showing somebody I'm showing a buyer. One of the rare times that I was going out with an actual buyer. Usually my team jumps on that, and the guy said, "Wow, could I use the bathroom?" Okay, use the bathroom. Clogs up the toilet. Okay, great. Now I'm at a lockbox place. So I called up the listing agent and told him what happened. The guy freaks out on me. I'm like, look, I could have just as easily locked the door and not said anything. And the half dozen other people that would have come in here today, you wouldn't know who to blame. So at my own expense, I got a plumber. I got somebody to come because it was just not going to, it needed to be snaked or whatever it is. And we undid the toilet. Okay, that was easy because I was here. I kind of ruined a day of shopping. What do you have anyone that could be your avatar or your handyman or something when you get properties, listings in that area?
I do not, but that's on my list of to-dos is finding the handyman, the professionals down there to help when those kind of things come up.
Sure. See, what all of you need, I guess the easiest thing to think about this is if you're going to do it, do it. Invest in it. Make it part of your plan. If you're going to just get a one-off kind of deal, find somebody like Eddie to refer to. I don't need to open an office in Denver. I've got Dirk. I don't, and I don't need to make as much money. The guy just told me he'd go to 30%. I'll still take 25, Dirk. Don't worry. But the point is that there's no need to go and do that. If, on the other hand, this is going to be part of a very deliberate business plan, then there's more to it. Eitan, I don't know if you've given out the workbook. Do you have it handy? Aha. Okay. Eitan is in Miami now, but he's one of my dearest friends and business partner, and he has the mastermind book. There he is. He's waving to everybody here, and he's going to get that out to all of you. All of you should have received it already, but again, we do like to make these course books that go along with this to kind of challenge your thoughts. It gives you some social media or some rather chat GPT and AI prompts that you could use for this. So let's talk about the decision that she got coming up here. What's a dollar amount? Eddie, how much money do you need to make in South Carolina to make this something that's part of your actual business plan as opposed to a referral to somebody like Dirk? Yeah, Dirk in Denver.
Huh,
Well,
I haven't
Dirk's in
really thought
Denver.
about
You
it.
wouldn't do it for him, but somebody.
No, I haven't really thought. That's a good question. I do need to put a dollar figure on that because the cost of the licensing is minimal. The
Mhm.
cost of the upkeep of the license is minimal. MLS fees, that kind of stuff. It's a good question, but basically the way I look at it is what do I need to do? What number is worth my while down there? And honestly, I mean, any number down there is better than nothing, but because it costs me practically nothing and I can go down there and write it all off, take a vacation, show some houses and
Mm.
have a business trip for a vacation. But it's a good question. I need to put a number to that.
Here's just a thought. If there are, I love the idea, and there's a woman who I know, her parents live in Boca, and she lives in Naples, and she's always traveling somewhere. She's in a family business, family realtor. They just by default seem to keep getting these under $1 million bungalow type of listings, which are great, and she consistently puts them on Lockbox. At any given time, she has 20 listings. She's everywhere. I mean, I'm in Los Angeles. She really does live the life that I think that Eddie, you're kind of envisioning that she puts this stuff on Lockbox, but she has a very hard stop at a certain dollar amount. Um, Personally, I would have a hard time, Eddie, giving a business in that situation with you, just right now. Now, knowing that you're going to build a plan around this and show that you've got an infrastructure, that's really the important part of all of this. In other words, what are we doing here, guys? What is the plan? Is the plan to build out a sustainable business, which is really what I'm all about, or is the plan to to try and do some one-offs? Very simple. If it's a one-off, find somebody like Alicia, like Dirk, like somebody that is qualified in the area, build the relationship. I encourage you to call one another from this mastermind to get to meet one another. If you're shy about cold calling, this is a great opportunity. Everyone here is nice by default. It's very simple. If anyone's not nice, I just throw them out. It's pretty simple. So if you should take the time to meet one another and chat with them and find out where business is going for you. Take a look also at, I'm looking at the workbook right now. I have several different prompts that you could put into ChatGPT or Claude or any type of large language model. And it's going to give you the situation. One of them is optimize your expansion model, partnership structure. No matter what, Eddie, you're going to need somebody, anybody at this point to get yourself started. But it's got to be somebody that's going to respect your brand. Now, when
Right.
people hire the Edmund Bogan team, I say this all the time. Dina unfortunately couldn't join us today, but they're going to be either serviced by Dina, by Nicole, or Samantha on my team, or myself. And it's not a dodge. I get it right from the front. If they screw up, it's my fault, not theirs. Okay, again, very different philosophy. Some of you might reject that, and that's okay. But I'm just telling you that we live in a world where people kind of they don't stand up and say, "This is mine. I'm responsible for this." The people that are hiring you are not hiring you, Eddie. They're hiring what you represent as the service that you're going to bring to the table. Write that down. They're not hiring you. They're hiring what you perceive as the service that you bring to the table. And if you are able to successfully do that, if anything that you take away from this, really understand that reputation, it's far faster to ruin a reputation than to get a great one. You could do 100 great things. You do one bad thing, even in total innocence. That's it. You're screwed. I mean, it's very hard to kind of, maybe not screwed forever, but it's very, very hard to undo a bad reputation. So to me, I try and work very hard on that. Who else has got experience with this? Who else has given referrals and they felt that they should have gotten more, or they looked at that and they said that they really wanted to get more out of the person that they've referred to? Maybe Tiffany. Maybe Rocco. I don't know Rocco, but Rocco, or maybe Renat. Renat has got listings and things got some kind of fall for them from the sky, I think. Um,
I give referrals all the time.
okay.
I
So
mean, I am licensed in multiple countries, but
in multiple countries. Okay, tell us about that. We didn't even address that yet.
so I mean, as you know, I have a license, a broker's license in Canada,
Yeah.
and in Canada, it's very expensive to keep a license. Like it's costing me like $5,000 a year, and
5,000 a year?
yeah, it's very expensive because they charge you insurance, they charge you desk fee, they charge you like so many things. So it's like it's quite expensive, but. And I always think, should I just park it? But I've been licensed there for 25 years and I have so much business coming in. And I figure if it's costing me five, but I'm making 10, it's worth it because I had the way I've set it up is that like I used to travel there every month, but now everything is done on Lockboxes. I have assistant. Somebody will put in a logbox, somebody will put in a sign, somebody will take off the logbox. I do everything remotely and even though, and most of my business is listings, and now I just did a sale, and they all know that I'm in Florida. They
Okay.
don't know how
So
long I'm in.
Renat, how personal can I get with you here? I don't want to volunteer your
You
what
can do
you.
whatever you want.
Okay, so if and I mean I'm going to say that to all of you here. If you want me to shut the fuck up, just say Ed, shut the fuck up. Okay, so what I want to know is how many deals do you have going on? How many deals do you think you'll complete? Not dollar amount, but actual transactions in Canada this year.
So last year I did. So I'll tell you. So far this year I did one, two, three. I'm about to do my fourth one.
Fourth one, and it's
But you know
been
the prices in Canada are not like in Florida. We're talking about minimum $1.5 million per listing.
okay. So you got 6 million in sales, 7 million sales, 8 million in sales,
Yeah, about eight.
8 million in sales, and the commissions in Canada are anywhere between 2 and 3%.
They're around at that price point, they're about 1.5%, 2% at
Oh,
most.
okay. I don't like that, but okay. Again, I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of getting paid. I'm a big fan of you getting paid, Renat. Okay, so you seem to have successfully done this. Tell Eddie and everyone else that's considering it. And Melissa had asked the question here. So, do you stay with the original broker or just get a secondary license, or do you need a broker in both states? In your case, this is
So,
Canada.
so I think if you're out of a country, so I don't know what brokerage it is with, but I think from because like I have family in New York, and I
Hmm.
was going to get licensed in New York
Hmm.
but then I decided that maybe at that time it wasn't up to me because when I first moved to Florida, I was with EXP for a couple of months, and they basically told me that the only way they allow me to remain with the XP, if wherever I get licensed, I have to be with the same brokerage.
Okay.
Um, so plus it became tax consideration, all of that, just for, to make one deal wouldn't be worth it. So the way I see it is, if I constantly get deals, see, the problem is to find a good referral partner. So if you
Mm,
have somebody who is hungry, when there's a showing, they will get up and go show it. When you need a logbox, they'll go and do it. Then I don't mind paying, 30, 40, whatever the amount of percentage requires, because zero of zero is still zero, and sum of, $1,000 is still money.
sure.
But so in Canada, the way I work is pretty much I pay up to 50% referrals,
Mm.
because at the end of the day, like, I don't care, because it's just more business for me, and I have a whole sort of already a team that's working there on my business.
Now,
So I just
Renat, I'm going to define you as an engine. If can I pick on you just a little bit more?
You can pick at me as much as you want.
Okay. This is like in the parking lot. We're going to really beat you up here. Okay. So you get your business by cold calling. Yes?
Correct. Most
Okay.
of the time.
Walk us through how much cold calling you actually do, because that's something that's foreign to a lot of salespeople. And once again, guys, I'm not telling you to be a cold caller before you hang up on this meeting and say, screw it. I'm not saying what I'm saying to all of you is that what I love about sales is I compare it to a buffet. You could just have a salad or you could eat a steak. You could go and do whatever the heck you want to do. As far as sales go, Renat has found a way to make a living cold calling. Again, might not be to me, I'm a much more consultative salesman, but I love what he does. And I have made cold calls and I have reaped the benefit from it. I just know that my time is better doing other things. We all have a different personality. And I love to help you find out what that is. So, Renat, walk us through how many cold calls are you actually making?
So I mean, I'll tell you, it's not that I love cold calls, but it works, because the
Okay.
whole point of any salesperson is to talk to as many people as possible.
Okay.
Now, I used to love door knocking, and I would do a minimum of 100 people a day door knocking. So I wouldn't stop until I reached my 100th person, until I speak to 100 people a day. But
Wow.
in Florida, you can't do that. In Canada, it's no problem. Winter, snow, rain, you go and
So,
you'll
well,
meet
hold on. Why
people.
can't you do it in Florida? Because of HOAs?
Because I got almost arrested 3 times, and they said you cannot do that.
Okay. Well, don't do
No
that.
joke, no joke. They're like, oh, you can't. And I mean, you live here. I live in Parkland. Every
Yeah.
community, even if it's not gated, says no solicitation.
Okay.
So,
It's more of a guideline than a rule, but okay. Now, I'm more
well,
worried
I
about
can
getting
tell.
shot, to be honest with you, because we all have guns here in Florida. So
I don't
that's
care
what
about getting shot. I mean, who wants to shoot me? Look at me. I'm a young kid.
you're not a
But
no, I'd shoot you. I'd shoot you and have a pizza. Are you kidding me? Look at you. Get that guy off my fucking step. I got to kill that guy. No,
well,
believe
to
me.
be honest,
Yeah.
like 80% of people were so good, so nice that they invited me to their house. But then I guess somebody called the police 3 times, and the cop that showed up was the same cop that I see every single morning when I drop off my kids in school. And he's like, no more door knocking, I'll have to arrest you. I'm like, ah, shit, okay, fine. So I
Hmm.
stopped doing that and I started cold calling. The beauty of cold calling is that I pay Mojo CRM $100 a month. I get unlimited amount of data,
Hmm.
and I pay $50 a month, and I call expires and for sale by owners.
And
And
you
I have as
is it the
much.
same model? It's 100 calls a day, or
No, when I do cold calling, it's much harder to get to 100 connections, not a calls. Like, no, like to get to 100 connections. I mean, basically, I need to speak to somebody for more than 2 minutes before I consider it a call, before I consider a connection. They
okay,
hang up the phone, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, you see, when you're door knocking and somebody opens the door, the chances are they're going to talk to you for at least a couple of minutes. On the phone, people just hang up the phone.
okay.
So I've been
So how
doing
many
that.
hours? How many hours?
So about 3 to 4 hours a day.
It's incredible. Okay, look, what I love about Renat, it's incredibly disciplined. It's something that I won't do. What's messed
All
up
right.
is every time I've cold called, I happen to be very good at it. So I've made one of the things that you might want to try, and guys, you can make note of this. If you want to be like Renat and make cold calls, make a cold call with a friend. So let's say Alicia and I are sitting together making cold calls together, you know, and we're calling Jorge. Hey, Jorge, it's Ed and Alicia. And then Alicia says, "Hey." That's suddenly such a shocker. No one's expecting a cold call from two people at the same time. They're just not. It never happens. Think about it. It's like, I'm calling at the suggestion of Ingrid Carlos. Does that ring a bell? Who's Ingrid Carlos? I'm like, oh, I didn't know if it would ring a bell or not, but I do want to give you this pitch if you'll listen to me. Okay, go ahead. By this time, you're actually engaged. Who's Ingrid Carlos? Ingrid Carlos is my broker. Did I know that they knew them? She might. The world's a big planet. I don't know. But she told me I need to get business any way I can go and get business. I never lied. Did I grotesquely manipulate a situation? Perhaps somebody could make that argument. But the cold calls, if you want to try something, Renat, sometime, make the cold calls with one other person. And that is the step-by-step. Hey, this is Renat, and I'm with my friend Ed. Hey, okay, we're calling it the suggestion of dot dot dot. Fill in the blank, try it out. It's a model that works and works flawlessly. It's fabulous. If you're
I,
willing
I,
to,
al- I always say when I call, it's like, I mean, I feel the person if there's get super. Oh, I say, oh, my broker asked me to call you, and then all
yeah,
of a sudden, oh, okay, who is your broker? And the conversation just gets there.
okay. So look, we're leveraging various social currencies. Here, I'm a big believer in this. Somebody's going to get the business. My goal is for you to be the one to get that business. Let's just be very clear, whether you're selling mortgages or title or real estate or whatever service. I know we're getting more and more people outside of real estate in this mastermind here. Marie Jose said 85% of my listings are condos, and most condos don't allow lockbox. So, what is the option for condos? Any ideas? Because the drive on I-95 isn't worth it sometimes. I agree. I-95, the section between Fort Lauderdale and Miami, the most dangerous set of road in the country is that particular road. Marie, just say, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, good. Just give yourself a little plug here. Tell everyone who you are and where you are.
So my name is Marie Jose. I've been with Keller Williams for 18 years. I've been in the business 25 years,
Great.
and in Miami Beach. Most of my business is Miami Beach. Most of my business is referral. However, I made a sudden decision
Okay.
to move to Pompano Beach because I was tired of what's going on in Miami with the condo market.
Okay.
But I didn't realize the traffic. And all my past clients are in Miami Beach. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And it happens sometime I have to drive 2 hours to go, 2 hours to come back for a showing.
Yeah. So it's a pain in the ass.
And in December, it's going to get worse. And it's my first winter here, but I know it's going to get worse.
Okay.
So
So
what do we do if we can't put lockbox in the condo?
Brenda asked the question that was on my mind. Brenda Wolf, fabulous lady. Do the condos have a concierge? I asked that. Do they have, is there anyone in the building there for you?
They don't want keys. Usually they don't want keys. And usually you need a fob to get in the elevator. So it's.
So can't the owners, the sellers have that for you or say you're allowed to go into the unit
No,
and maybe give you an extra set of keys at a fob?
no, I do. I do have the key because most of my clients are second home, so they're not here. So I do have the keys, but the idea was if I don't want to drive 2 hours to go, 2 hours to come back, what's the solution?
And the concierge won't, the
No,
seller
they
can't get
won't,
the
they don't
concierge
allow
taken?
in those luxury condo, they don't take keys.
Oh, so hold on. I see Alicia's kind of like down here a little bit with a half hand here.
Oh,
Alicia, go ahead, and then I'll get Tiffany.
I mean, I was
But
wondering, I
Alicia,
mean,
tell
you're,
everyone who you are first.
oh, Alicia, St. Pete, Florida. This is something you probably thought of already, but you are with Keller Williams, I'm correct?
Yes.
Do you could you hire a showing agent out of the Keller Williams location up there and then give them copies of the keys and then you pay them like $50 or or whatever you guys have a mutual agreed, you come up with some sort of agreement so
You
that you
know,
don't have to.
yeah, no, I thought of that, but the problem is Miami realtors are not even like Broward realtors. I love to show property in Broward. When you're in Miami, you can't really trust everyone. It's
Okay.
crazy. you know.
Well, you
I,
gotta, we're not asking you to trust anyone. We're just saying one person.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I have to do.
we need you to find all this, guys. If you see, there's one theme of this whole conversation is about relationships. So you have to just don't take the deal if the person's not going to represent you and your brand. When I did many deals in Miami Beach, I was working with Laura Bucciavati. She's beautiful. She's well coiffed. She's not like this young little tits and ass type of thing that you see with some of the brokers. She's a real
Yeah,
lady, a real professional, and she
yeah,
represents me and my brand elegant as hell. That's exactly
right.
what I want. That's what I want in my brand. And it always worked. And it took a
But,
long time to build that kind of relationship and a trust.
but
Everyone I work with is never going to screw me. It's
so
just, I'd be
yeah,
terribly disappointed if somebody did, but, more
so
than the money.
so I have a question because I have taught class at Keller Williams for many years, so I know a lot of agents, good agents. But so they are telling me, why don't you just give me their listing and I give you a referral?
Yeah.
So I'm debating, should I just do that and forget about Miami? But all my business is in Miami.
Or move back.
Oh no,
No? Why?
because I am on my exit strategy. I want to stop in 4 years.
Ah, okay. I would
If
do
it's
everything I
me,
can to build relationships. Who was somebody was chiming in?
Eddie,
Eddie,
I
go
was
ahead,
just
Eddie.
gonna to answer that question. If it's me and I have the relationship, I am not giving that listing to somebody else and taking a referral. But instead of paying, like, I don't think the showing, hiring a showing agent is a bad idea. I think it's a good idea. But to find the right agent and a good agent, you may have to step it up and give them a percentage rather than a fee to do it because it keeps you off the road. But yeah, if it's my relationship, I'm keeping the listing, but I
Yeah,
would not mind working with somebody with a decent referral for them to show it, for me on a
right.
regular
Well,
basis.
so what kind of referral would you give?
I
Eddie?
guess yeah, it's a good question.
Hmm.
I mean, I pay 25% now. And,
Yeah,
if
but
all they're doing is showings for me, I probably wouldn't go that high, but 10% maybe.
okay, all right.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily agree. Let's look at it
That's
this
because
way.
you're tight.
It's there's a young woman. I gotta speak with her, Lainey. I'm really impressed with her. She created an app that's essentially Uber for realtors.
Really?
Uh, that you'd push a button and you could either be like you could be an Uber driver or you could be a passenger. In this instance, you could be a realtor willing to show listings, or you could be a realtor that needs somebody to show your listings. And they have to be vetted and there has to be a number of stars and the whole it's basically Uber for showing property. Um, and you set your own rate, unlike Uber, which says, okay, it's traffic time, you're going to pay more. You can say, you know what, a single showing is worth no less than $100, $200, whatever it might be. And you may be
Right.
like, that's so much money, I can't do it. Okay, maybe, maybe not. But on the other hand, if they're really good and it
Yeah.
takes 25 showings and you pay them 2,500 bucks and it's $1 million sale, you just
Yeah.
made a lot of money, didn't you?
Yeah,
The
but you
difference
saved a lot of stress on I-95 too.
Because, well, here's the thing, despite the fact that all of us get paid on commission, somehow cash in hand is so much more powerful. Somehow people say to themselves, okay, great, I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to make my $100 and I'm going to leave. They are so willing to do that over the possibility of showing over and over and over again and getting the prize at the end of the rainbow. You
I mean,
know,
I guess it's different for everybody, but is that the type of agent you want to trust to sell your
Well, it depends
multi-million
upon
dollar
that type of
listing?
agent. Maybe there's somebody that's somewhat retired and they want to keep themselves busy and they need a little bit of revenue, or maybe, uh,
Yeah.
you know, uh,
Yeah.
I have a wonderful relationship. Is Nicole in here now? Yeah, Nicole's here. So Nicole is a mom and
Hi.
hi, and she's on my team and she's very important and productive and as important as anyone else that's on the team. We came up with a pretty good situation where she could raise her son and she could go do, I mean, so everyone has various circumstances
Yeah.
that they're actually working under. Just remember
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
So
No,
good.
I'm just
And
going
last point,
to
because I want to, and Lavette, I expect you to speak up today. I don't know where you are, Lavette. Go ahead. And then I'm going to pick on Alicia. So go ahead, Marie Jose. Was there anything
no,
else?
I just wanted to say thank you. I think I'm just going to contact those young agent I've been teaching in the class and
Yeah.
deal with one of them.
Okay. Very.
Or somebody who is at the end of their profession like me who wants to slow down. That's
Yeah.
another option too. Yeah.
There's look, you know what? And here's the thing. I don't care what anyone says. You get better with time. My life gets better as I get older.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't ever tell your kids these are the best years of your life. That's why we have so much teenage suicide. I'm serious. They think, oh
Yes.
my God, the world is horrible. No, I'm 57, and every single year my life gets better and better and better. You get control of things. You realize that you just, I just think that so, an old car is vintage. And nobody wants new Beaujolais Nouveau. They want a classic Chateau Margaux. As far as wine goes, they want to get a much better, older, seasoned wine. An old piece of furniture is not an old piece of furniture. It is an antique. Okay, people
Yeah.
want that type of experience. You don't want. Do you want a discount brain surgeon? No, you want somebody with experience. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
important. Tiffany, you keep hopping in and out, and I
Thank you.
keep forgetting
Thank
about
you.
you.
Thank
And
you.
I don't mean to because you're important, Tiffany.
Okay,
But you were
glad I'm
going to
not
say something important.
unforgettable.
Go ahead.
No, so I had just on that showing issue in Miami, I ended up selling a place in Brickell, which is not my area, but I got a connection with Chase private client in Manhattan, and she was looking for a referral agent. So my first one, I wanted to be very, oh, sure, I got it. So I quickly had to learn a lot about Brickell, but I sold it. And then there was a tenant in place, and she wanted me to list it for rental, which I did not want to do. But for whatever, she only trusts me and all the real estate people that she knows, which is great. But I obviously, it wasn't worth my time or money to go show a rental of all things in Brickell. And so I don't know. I mean, I know this is probably like, Ed, don't report me, but the tenant actually came up with a good idea that the key, because of the fobs and no access to the buildings, that he would keep it like on the fire alarm or a light sconce in the hallways because I wasn't getting beaten down with the showings. But anyway, I know it's not like the best way, but it worked out well that an agent would put the key back in the hall, so you would just have to clear them at the front.
Okay. Well,
Just a
look,
thought.
Unfortunately, a lot of agents do that in Miami, and we're not supposed to do that.
No, I know we're not. I know.
It's
Don't
okay
report
for
me.
once, yeah, but you can't have this as your your
uh,
your method,
but
If the seller is okay, or the person living there, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's not right, but
But
it's really ridiculous how impossible they make it to show property.
I
So
know
I don't
it's
know.
impossible. I don't know if I did the right thing to move, but anyway, thank you so much for your help.
Yeah.
and Tiffany, I'm looking at the thing from Rocco here. I have 3 potential listings coming up in Miami, and I need an agent I can work with. Wow, that's a bold thing. I know Terry will drive to Miami for 3 deals.
Oh,
Okay.
would.
And Aton, he'd eat a live rat from the ass up for 3 listings. Okay. I mean, we're talking about
I told you I've got 2 teenagers. I would too.
this
Wow, where in Miami?
you see, we got the whole ball rolling here. Rocco, can you unmute yourself a second, or am I cursing at you here? Where's Rocco? Rocco, you got to push that here. I'm asking you to unmute. Maybe too shy to speak. Technical difficulty. I don't know. Look, whoever has interest in Miami, you could take a look at where did he go? I'm trying to see this thing here. Okay, Rocco Rishidu, Rish. I love the convo, but I'm having technical difficulty. Okay, Rocco, can you just put your web link in here or however you want people to contact you? These are pretty good people here. And guys, if you can't do the job, don't call him. Okay, if you can't, again, we're working on reputation here. There's plenty of leads that go around here. If you think that it's something, Tiffany, I would endorse any day of the week. We've done like 4 or 5 deals through her right now. She's fantastic. Certainly, Aton is great, but he's traveling pretty soon. There's a bunch of people here. Marie just say, I'm sure you could, but already you've got the travel issue, whatever it might be. There's his information. If you guys have it, Aton, you can make note of it as well if you don't mind. And thank you for that. Who else before we get to wants, needs, and brags? This is a pretty interesting bunch of folks we got here. Um, anyone? Okay, there's a favor that I want to ask of all of you before we go on to wants, needs, and brags. We are now in beta with a new website. Guys, get out a pen and write this down, please, because I really do want and need your feedback. This is Bogan.ai. Our actual logo isn't on here yet. Eitan and I are going to be making lots of changes, but the site is live and you could click around and then take a look at what we're offering. We have a partnership section as well. If you want to become a partner of ours, we, you could very easily fill out the stuff, and we are paying an ongoing 20% commission for those of you who do. We have a place where you can join the actual mastermind, a video archive of all the past stuff. Again, it is a work in progress. As you see, we got a broken link here. But I really, really, really would appreciate your feedback. I've coded this myself. Obviously, that's what we're doing here. And we are always counting on you to have, hey, Ed, maybe you could throw this in, or wow, this is a broken link, or whatever it might be. This, like life, is a moving target, is a work in progress. Again, bogen.ai is the website. Please take time to go, and you will do a real solid for us if you take a look at it. Be brutal. I'd rather hear from you that it sucks than lose out on opportunity. I want to use that opportunity to make it unsuck. So that's what we're doing here. So that's the thing. Anyone else on this topic before we get to wants, needs, and brags? Anyone? Okay, wants, needs, and brags. Now's the time in the meeting to talk about what you want, what you need, and what you'd like to brag about. I just gave you my brag. I got the new website here. And what else? We've got a lot of great things actually going on business-wise. I hope a lot of stuff is going on with you. Sherry just turned on her camera. Good to see. Nice lady over here. So now, just anyone could chime in. What do you want to brag about? You're all salespeople. Tell us a listing that you have, or um, whatever it is. Ash or Alicia, or any one of you.
Question?
Sherry.
Yeah.
Hi.
This isn't, hi, it's not about bragging. I'm more administrative and
Okay.
accounting, and I know you were talking about multiple states and doing so we're in Florida and we have
Where in Florida are you, Sherry?
Boca Raton.
Oh, cool. I've heard
And
of it.
so we're trying to bring on new agents, but they are out of state. So I'm just not sure what are the, sorry, I'm trying to fix the camera. They're out of state. What can I still with a Florida based company, can we still, how do we take care of them? Is referrals or pay them commissions, and how does that
So,
work?
well, just again, as we were chatting about, are these people who are out of state, are they licensed in Florida?
No,
Okay,
no.
what are they exactly doing for you? They're bringing you the lead, or you want them to show?
They're yeah, they're agents that
Okay,
are doing, either they want to have a listing or they want to have, or they're selling something.
okay. Well, if they're not licensed in the state of Florida, again, I'm no lawyer, but I
Yeah.
know that is a third degree felony, and anyone associated with it could go to jail for 6 months. You could look that up. So
Okay.
that's bad. Jail's a
That's
bad thing.
yeah, that's a bad thing.
Although
Okay, so
I hear some
thank you.
jails you're allowed to keep kosher, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah,
But
so they have to have a Florida license.
get licensed. Get licensed or get a referral.
Okay.
Again, everything that's going to come from this meeting is going to tell you how to legally do stuff. And if you have any question, you could go to the Realtors Association and call the legal hotline. Sherry,
Okay.
are you a realtor, Sherry?
No, actually, I'm not. I work for obviously a real estate company
Cool.
and I do all the admin.
Okay.
Uh, but there were other agents that were interested in joining us, but they were out of state and they didn't have a Florida license. I was like, I don't know what to do
We,
with
we
you.
so here's the answer. We love you. We think it's great. Come have some coffee with us. If they have deals, come let me take you to lunch. Let's work out a referral program for the agents that we have that are actually working here. Or let's get you licensed. What agency are you with, Sherry?
Realty Home Advisors.
Okay, very cool. Well, it's good to know you. Welcome to the meeting. I hope we have you
Thank
back.
you. Thank you for inviting.
Yes, and sorry if I'm a bit of a potty mouth. You look like a very, polite woman.
Oh,
Very,
good.
somebody that shouldn't be cursed around, unlike somebody like Terry, who's a cesspool of horrible things. Terry, I'm just screw with Terry here. Terry's a good friend for a long time. Okay.
Yeah, F you, really, come on.
My favorite word.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
even
leave
said
it now.
F. How about that? I'm trying to edit myself.
Dirk in Denver, please tell everyone who you are, where you are, and make your brag.
It is a brag, and I am in Denver. Edmund, as we talked, one of my goals this year was to continue to grow in the multifamily sector, and just went under contract on a 24 unit in close to Minneapolis, Minnesota. So a brag on that.
So is it in Minnesota or is it in Colorado?
It's just a little bit northeast of Minneapolis.
So are you licensed there?
Nope. It's going to be a personal purchase. So
your own investment.
Just found the asset, secured it, and we'll be hopefully closing in about 30 days.
Is it Paisley Park? Are you buying Paisley
Brooklyn Center?
Oh,
it is Xerxes Apartment, I believe this one's called.
Because if you're buying Paisley Park, then I will be your number one fan. I got to get into Prince's archives, don't you know?
I gotcha.
How many units does that bring you to? Do you own other units aside from that?
I do. It'll put me just under 50 doors.
Okay. So I want you to meet George or Jorge. Jorge, just wave wildly like this. Okay. So he's a great young guy, really trying to grow out a real estate investment business. Would you take 10 minutes to chat with him at some point? Because you just
I'd
give
love
some
to.
advice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, George, can you DM him your number right now?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Thank you so much.
I had a great conversation. He's new to the mastermind, really nice guy, and he's just he asked the questions that everyone needs to ask. It's kind of like he's got the energy of youth, he's got wisdom, he's got a goal, and I was extremely impressed with him. And I don't if I didn't, I just wouldn't say anything. So I think that if you could take time to give him some advice, that's really what this whole thing is about. That would be very nice of you. So, and who knows?
Yeah,
I think he could be a good.
I
I just think he's a good guy to know. I think that you guys should get to know each other. Cool.
Perfect.
Thanks so much, Ed.
Right away.
My pleasure. Next, who's next? Who else wants to say a couple things? Anyone? Ash, maybe? Or Johnny Hedeka? Jamie? Guys, you're not to be shy. We're in sales here.
Hey Ed, this is Ash. I'm out of Houston and been a realtor for quite some time. I do refer out. Now, I was taken by one of the things you mentioned on the invite, which was getting multi-licensed, and I'm really curious about that. So if you could touch upon that a little more, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Well, I mean, that's what we were. When did you hop in? Have you been?
I got in about 5 minutes into the meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll certainly, revisit the topic, and if you have time, I'd love to catch up with you. I'd love to catch up with all of you at some point, one-on-one.
Sure.
But it would be very good to know. And you said you're Houston?
Yes.
Okay. My daughters both went to University of Texas at Austin.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, yeah, no, I really like Texas. Okay, thank you for that, Ash. Who else? Lavette has been silent, and it just bothers me. Just bothers me because she usually
No,
has.
you're not.
Lavette, what do you do? Why are you so? Come on, you're not my.
I've been.
Lavette.
Look,
Who
I'm
are you?
listening, but I've been on the phone fighting with my bank, so I've been trying to listen.
Okay.
So I've been picking up a little what you've been putting down. I did hear one of the guys talking about cold calling, so that's how I get my business
That's
as
your
well.
jam, yeah.
And I think we talked about remote listings or something like that, being a remote listing agent.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm really interested in that because I think I told you my plan is to move out of the country, but still, do real estate here. So that's very interesting to me, but I don't really have a lot going on right now. other than trying to take care of my health. My blood pressure was up 189 over 103 last week.
That's not good.
I was basically the walking dead. So,
No,
so you had to get that under control.
that's not good. I had high blood pressure, but the last I checked a couple days ago, it was 117 over 79.
Awesome.
Okay, that's borderline. It doesn't have numbers anymore. It just says you are a fucking Greek god. That's what it said on it. But just that's what it came up. It's a Greek god. That's what I am. Okay. Well, Livette, we need to catch up. It's good to see you. Tiffany just put her video back on, which says that she has something to brag about, maybe or no brag. Don't pick me, Ed. I don't want that. Anyone else? Okay, guys. Our meeting's going to be announced next week. We are going to go very technical on you once again with some of the latest AI tools that have been developed. Some of the stuff is really just quite remarkable. The whole objective of this meeting is to be able to show you both the future and the present of what's going in. So we will be taking an AI-centric tools for salespeople. That's next week. There's going to be 3 new tools that we're going to introduce you to. I'm not going to kill the surprise, but it's going to be a week from today, Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again, possibly on Friday, we're rolling out the schedule for all of you to see. So I sincerely hope that you could make it to that. We're also going to be addressing Christmas time and actually I might have reversed it here that how are we going to build the most amount of business over Christmas, Hanukkah, all the actual holidays? What things can you do on a day-to-day basis to be able to build business? Renat has been doing his cold calls, as has Livette. I'm a social prospector. This is where I really shine. And I want to be able to help you figure out where you're going to shine to get the business. One of the beautiful things about this, again, just remember the buffet. You could eat the cake. You could also have the salad. Sometimes you can have a little bit of both. That's what sales is. That you got to really compare it to that. Terry, are you still you still buying coffee for people?
Today from 2 to 3 p.m.
Okay.
at Petite Fouille in Prospect Heights, Brooklyn. I will buy you your coffee. I don't care how foo-foo your coffee is. I will buy it so that you and I can have a few minutes to talk because I want to meet all of my neighbors in the neighborhood that I prospect. So yes, I am.
So Terry, just tell everyone, how much do you spend on that coffee?
It's 75 to 100, depending upon how many of those, as my mom calls them, foo-foo drinks there are.
And
nobody drinks just like coffee anymore. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, no, it's annoying. So
It is.
how many people do you meet in that time?
I can be like a dozen to 20. I mean, I picked that time specifically because 3 o'clock is when school gets out and the middle graders and the high schoolers will come in. I'm not buying them their foo-foo drinks. But this, I've gotten into townhouses, I've gotten into multiple apartments because I am playing up the fact that I'm a neighbor and I want to talk to you.
Sure.
And everybody's like freaked out because, since the pandemic, we don't do that. We don't talk to each other. You're kind of suspect when you do. But people also immediately smile and like, oh, we are social creatures. Let's talk to each other. It works.
Sure.
It works.
So everyone just understand the model. $100 a week, 4 weeks a month, $400, under $5,000 a year. Everything comes down to dollars and cents. He meets 10 to 20 people. Let's go on the low end, 10 people. That's 40 a month. Maybe there's some repeats, so we could make it a little bit less. That's going to be somewhere between 450 and 500 people in the year. What goes on beyond that, from a marketing standpoint, Terry, we got to talk because these people need social media connection. They need email connection. They need snail mail connection. You will make money. Okay?
There is, I put up a video like 1:45 that I'm in front of the place. Come by, blah blah blah. I've ordered cozies to go around the cup with my contact information and a QR code. I'm really, Edmund, I would love to pick your brain about how do I get information out of them in this transaction. It's a little forward.
Sure.
I feel, you may have noticed I'm not shy, but how can I tactfully get contact information out of people? Let's discuss that, Edmund.
Sure. Love to.
Can I ask a question?
Brenda, go ahead.
Terry, how do you get these people
Hold on a second. Brenda, go ahead.
Terry, how do you get the people? You mentioned somebody, is it from
Oh,
your neighborhood, or how do you get the people to come
this
in
is
and
a
you're
local patisserie. I bribe, no, I don't. I have the barista. I give him my credit card, run a tab for every coffee drink that you serve, and say that guy sitting right behind you is the one who's paying for your coffee.
Oh wow. Okay. So you don't know these people at all, and they
Nope.
just you give them coffee
Yep.
and then when they
But
come over to you and thank you, then do you
no,
start
I
a
walk up to them and
Okay.
give them my card. I want to make this as easy and painless for them as possible. And I even say, so who is this weirdo that's paying for my coffee? What is up with that? And they'll like, yeah, what is that? And it allows, and I really play the neighbor aspect. This patisserie is literally around the corner from the apartment I lived in for 20 years. So I am a neighbor. I created the block association that apartment building. Okay, I don't live there anymore. Let's please keep this on the Zoom call here.
Yeah.
But it will
Westchester.
always be that apartment will always be my Brooklyn home.
Sure.
And that is what I play up because that is the neighborhood that I farm.
That's
So
great.
and that's great. And it's great that this may resonate with you. That might be not the thing that you want to do, and that's fine. You might not want to cold call. You might not want to buy coffee. There's a guy you guys want to do something that's really simple. You're going to get business, but it might not be for you. Get a t-shirt, make it up. It says, if you ask me a real estate question I can't answer, I will give you $5 or some variation of that. Then get a stack of fives, staple your business card to it. People can't resist it. They can't resist it. They absolutely, and if they throw things, oh, well, what are the interest rates? Well, that's a mortgage question, not a real estate question. You could be a real jerk about it. Or you could actually get engaged. You'll find people, well, why do you ask? Are you thinking about selling? It will work. It won't work here at my country club. It's not the way that I'm personally selling. I'm going to be done with this. I got a meeting with Aton for an hour, and then I'm off at the club networking all day. That's going to be me. But that doesn't mean that one way is better than the other. I want to be clear about that. Alicia, you were trying to chime in, I think, unless I'm wrong. I don't know if that's
I was trying to ask a question.
Oh, Marie Jose,
Yeah.
go ahead, and
Yeah.
then
I'm
Alicia.
sorry. I wanted to ask Terry, what comes from this coffee, meeting?
Say that again. We lost you.
What is the percentage of his closing that is coming directly from those coffee thing?
Yeah, how much business are you getting from your
Oh,
coffee?
I am so busted. Nothing. Nothing
Oh.
yet.
Oh,
Nothing.
really?
Oh, okay, well, that's no good.
How long have you done
However,
that?
however, I am pitching to people that own $6 to $10 million brownstones. I haven't gotten that listing yet. I've also, this is my neighborhood. I've pitched $1 to $2 million condos and co-ops. I haven't gotten those listings yet, but I would not have gotten in front of any of these people if I hadn't have done this.
Okay,
So
but we gotta see some success here. Now we gotta get you to close.
then, Edmund, let's talk more about
We'll,
that.
we'll get you to close. And but look, you got us to the finish line. We just have to get you over it. That's kind of the.
I am not deterred by this at all.
Good, you
It
shouldn't
will
be.
pay off, and it will
Yeah.
pay off big. Do you know the people that do contact me go into my list of potential customers, clients? So I have really grown my contact list for people that I send like monthly newsletters to, and blah 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 blah. So I am not deterred by this at all. Marie, you busted me.
No,
Busted
I'm
big time.
sorry.
Don't
No,
no
I'm
no
sorry.
no. It's okay.
It's a part of doing business. I'm
Terry's been
investing in
outed
my-
before.
Oh, please. I've been busted by worse than you, Marie.
No, I'm
So-
sorry. I think it's a great idea. I love it, and I love to meet people. I think it's a great idea. I just was curious. Thank you.
And a very valid question. Very valid question.
So Terry, you buy coffee for people that don't give you their email address or their phone number.
I know, Eitan, you're going to kick my butt. I have been driving myself crazy.
How long have you been doing this?
A year.
It's a
Now,
long time.
now, to be clear, I did not do it over the summertime because everyone's gone. I'm not really going to do it over the holidays because everyone's gone. I travel a lot for work, so there's weeks that I don't do it. But I know that there's a lot of repeat people that don't want me to buy them their second or their third or their fourth cup of coffee. and they say, look, I've got your business card on my refrigerator. I will call you. I still buy their coffee for them, but I know that my business card is on the when you're on the refrigerator, you're in.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
Okay, so let's Alicia, was there something that you wanted to chime in? I want to make sure that you got to unmute yourself, Alicia, if you want to talk. It's that little unmute button somewhere there. Uh-oh, the pressure's on. She doesn't know what to push. It's crazy. She can't figure it out.
It's down in the
It's
left-hand
down in
corner. Alicia.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Okay, yay. Okay.
The learning process.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have done this too a few times, not to the extent, Terry, that you've done it. But my biggest issue was capturing people's information and not so I didn't want to be too pushy. I'm like, it would always be like, oh yes, I'm buying coffee to meet you. I live in this neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. And then they would walk away and I got like one or two pieces. So that was my biggest problem. So that's what I wanted to ask, how to do it and not be intrusive.
Well, and that is what I struggle with right now.
Yeah.
I freely admit that I'm not but I also know that I have a reputation as the guy in the reputation in the neighborhood
Right.
as the guy who does that.
Okay.
That I know deep in my what's left of my heart that
Yeah.
it will pay off.
Yes,
That it will pay off.
I do have to say the times I've done, it's been very rewarding because everyone is crazy appreciative and very engaging. So I think it's a matter of just doing it consistently like you are. So,
Well, like any marketing thing, you
Yeah.
have to be consistent with
Right.
it. Otherwise, you're just throwing money out the window, you know?
exactly.
So-
Random buying coffee for people and coming back a few months later. All right. Well, thank you.
Have you considered putting an iPad on a stand at the exit of the coffee shop?
Sign in here? Huh.
Sign
I
out
try to
here.
be as unobtrusive about this. This
So-
business doesn't have to let me do this. You know, this is extra work for the barista. It's a small mom and pop thing, but it is the place in the neighborhood that people go to. I don't want to be that aggressive. You know, I could be wrong, Eitan. I'll think on it. But that may be the way to capture contact information.
I would put Edmund or
Go ahead.
Terry. This is Eddie Glantz. How are you, man?
Eddie, it is so good to see your picture.
Yeah, you too. I would put a QR code by the register and just say scan here for a free coffee. To me, that's the easiest way rather than a sign in later.
Well,
Yes.
oh, okay. Huh.
Yes.
I've got cozy QR codes coming. I've ordered them. Is that what I look like when I buy coffee?
No, that's for you, and that's for Alicia and anyone else that doesn't want to go to the next level. That's Ming the Merciless, okay, from Flash Gordon. I want you to be Ming the Merciless. This guy's a complete prick, okay? This guy was a merciless, horrible character. And the reality is that you're just being a little bit too passive. That if you got these people here, you got to figure out a way that if you bought the coffee, you now have license to get them on your email newsletter list. And you can even say, and repeat this, you guys write this down right now. I'm glad that you took the coffee. I'm obviously doing this because I'm trying to build my reputation in this area. May I add you to my weekly email, my monthly email, whatever it might be? Okay? And then you shut the fuck up and you let them go to the next level and you let them come back to you and say what it's going to be. And Dirk's nodding, the Eitan's nodding. Look, some of you brought them right to the point, but you're missing
I wouldn't.
that golden opportunity where you get
You're
now
doing everything right, but
you're doing
the
everything
packaging-
right. You're ruined, and it's just the whole thing. You know, so here, quick scenario. Little Eddie, he's in 8th grade in a little town called Otis, Massachusetts. Okay, this is me, little Eddie. This is 8th grade, and there's the school dance, and the girls are on one side of the gym, and the boys are on the other side of the gym, and the principal gets up and he gives a little speech. Mr. Wells, what a prick. Oh, that's another story. But okay, so Mr. Wells gets up and he tells everybody, okay, you need to be respectful. This is a dance. You got to be very nice. And he said, okay, you dance. And nobody did anything. The girls were sitting there over here, twirling the hair, the bubble gum, whatever it is. The boys were over here talking about sports, doing whatever it is. And then there she is, Emily Myers. Oh, she was so cute. I loved her puffy stickers that she had all over her notebook. And I went running across the floor to go dance with Emily Myers. After all, it's a dance. So I take her by the hand and she freaks out a little bit. And the principal of the school grabs me by the ear, takes me away, and says, "You're never going to get far in life being that aggressive. You're going to fail." And then he made me erase blackboards. And I had to erase blackboards for the rest of the week. And for those of you who are too young that don't know what a blackboard is, it's like a whiteboard, but it's black with chalk. Okay. So, so, and what did I say to myself? I said to myself, little Eddie, when I'm 57 and on a Zoom meeting, and if obviously Zoom didn't exist then, and on a Zoom meeting with all these good realtors from around the country, will I think that this guy was horrible? Yes, he's a horrible human being. He shouldn't have done that. He was stifling a burgeoning salesman, somebody that went out and really did pretty well for himself with that, because that's how he saw things. I did nothing wrong. And that's what I would say to that damaged little boy at that time. And believe me, I'm emotional because it bothered the hell out of me. I honestly, for years, thought I was doing something wrong. So I learned from that experience. In a way, it was almost a favor because you need to take it to the next level. You know, didn't work out with Emily Myers.
Lucas, did you ever get a dance with her?
I think we might even be on Facebook somewhere. I'd love to connect with Emily Myers.
Well, and you wound up doing real good, Edmund.
I did great. I did great. I've married a beautiful woman. We have 2 kids who she says are mine. And I just think that it's great. It's great stuff. So, okay. Anyone else before we conclude here? George, I hope you had a good time today. Okay. George is happy. If George is happy, I'm happy. Anyone
Fantastic.
else?
Thank you.
Anyone? Terry, you ready?
I am so ready.
Okay. So when Terry says he's ready, it makes me look at all of you and say, it really is good to see all of you. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. And I look forward to seeing all of you next Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another exciting episode of
Rain Nation.
Mazel tov. I love that. Okay,
Have a great week, guys.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Edmund.
Please check out Logan.ai. Please fill out the forms, play with it, tell me what's wrong with it. I need your feedback. Please, please, please become a partner of ours. You know, it's an easy thing to do. There's no commitment at all. Just do it. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.